Hey everybody, so we are now unboxing box number 22. This is another 5 cubic feet box, so it's another big one. So might as well let's just get started. So after this one, we've got 4 more to go, so the end is near. I can see almost everything here. So, this one is called Rise of the Empire. So obviously I bought this secondhand. It was a demo copy at some point. It's another civilization type game. I get a lot of these apparently, and it's interesting. So you have the map, the different discs, the player board. I haven't played this one yet. I don't know a whole lot about it, but oh, it's a Martin Wallace game too, so that's nice. I'm excited to give this one a try. Then I also have Escape Room the game. Now this one comes with 4 different escapes that you got to go through, and we've done all of them actually. I got this one shortly before New Year's Eve, and then on New Year's Eve my friend and my sister came over and we went through all of these, and it was so exciting. This one comes with this bomb that ticks down, and you see the timer go down, and you got to come up with the clues, and the answer of the clues is the different key in the order you put these keys in, and then you push down and it kind of like tells you whether you're successful or not. And if for any reason you put the wrong combination in, it gives you a time, it takes away some of the time, so you get like a time penalty. It's so exciting. I really enjoy this one. Escape Room the game. Then I have Star Wars X-Wing miniatures. I bought this one secondhand, and you have all these little kind of Star Wars ships that you can play as, and you have these little cardboard pieces that show the movements you can do, and you're attacking each other, and then the different ships have different radius that it'll shoot, and you're trying to position yourself so you can shoot the enemy, and then they're trying to position themselves so they avoid, like, and it is neat. It is interesting. This plays very much like tanks. We have tanks, which is like more an army base of this, but it came like with a bunch of different ships. The one that because I did get, like, it's 2 boxes, and this is the one that had like all the extra ships. Look how cool those are. And then so you kind of pick the one you're gonna play as, and you just kind of go at it. This one's quite big, and you kind of, how cool is this? So, oh, look at this one. This one is worth showing as well. And then, so this set had a bunch of extra little miniatures that you can play as, like the different ships you can play as. And then you just kind of battle each other. As I mentioned, when I bought this, I bought it secondhand. It's 2 boxes that I got. And then you have the dice that kind of shows what you're attacking, the defense dice, what you're defending by, and so on. It plays almost exactly like tanks, except for tanks, it's just more army themed, but the mechanism of it is the same. That's Star Wars X-Wings miniature game. And this is the first version. I think there's a second edition, and they're not really compatible. So this one you got going through it, and we're only halfway through. Kind of did 2 parts, and then we never did the second part. And so until we kind of connect with those friends and finish the second part, we'll have to see how that works. It was a fairly tough one. It does have a high difficulty level. I like the exit the games a lot. They're super exciting to play. They do get destroyed as you play. This is a one-time play only, and then you're not passing it on. There's nothing to pass on. The game is destroyed. But so that was one that we did half, and it was just kind of not the right night for it. But yeah. Then we got Raddus Kartis, the card game, and I don't know a whole lot about this one, but you're part of an ability. There is some kind of damage on this box, but you're kind of part of the nobility, and then you're trying to get kind of the king is passed and you're trying to get, but it's all about keeping control of the rat situation as well somehow. I really know very little about this. It's in the Victorian era and the Black Plague. And in 1347, the Black Plague, the Black Death, holy, this ravage Europe. It's a really hard font to read. But so it's kind of has to do about the Black Plague. It looked interesting. I haven't played it, so before I decide whether I keep it or not, I want to try to and actually play the game. So there's that. Oh, and I have a third box of Star Wars X-Wings miniature. Because I bought one secondhand and then I bought 2 more boxes from another friend, so we'd have more ships to play as. So, well, there you go. This one's in here, but I have sold this game. And I've sold this game because I purchased Between Two Castles of Mike and Ludwig. And Between Two Cities, to me, they play so similar that I didn't really feel the need to keep both. It's super cool. So each player builds 2 castles on either side, or 2 cities. And then so you're kind of cooperating with people next to you. But you'll score only one of the cities and you're going to score the lowest score. So you're trying to accomplish 2 high-scoring cities as much as possible so that your lowest score is still pretty good. A lot of fun, and all these wooden components to kind of show which city is which and how much they're scoring on the scoring track there. It's really neat game. It's a really neat game. So I sold this one and kept Between Two Castles, Mike and Ludwig, which plays very much the same way. And then I have Keeper. So I played Keyflower and I love Keyflower. It's one of my most favorite games. And that's made me want to get the rest of the Key series. And Keeper I came across at FallCon. No, not FallCon. At Gobfest. So I ended up purchasing it there. It looks super cool. The board, the way that it folds is insane. Because it folds, you can fold it again and again and again. It's like, it's super weird. I shared on my Facebook page because it was just so intriguing how it folded, and I'll have to show you guys that some other time. But I haven't played this one. It looks super cool. I love Keyflower, so I'm excited to give this one a try as well. And then eventually get Cathedral and all the other key games from that series. And then I have Visitors. This is another one that I've purchased at Gobfest as well, I do believe. I had played this one once before, and plays really interesting. Oh, it's kind of rough here because it glows in the dark. And the way that it works is an alien has crash and landed on Earth, and a kid has kind of made it over, and the alien's kind of in contact with the kid. So one person plays as the alien visitor, one person plays as the kid, and the rest plays as the agent. So the alien visitor invent the pass rule for the force field. So it has a force field around his ship, and only if you have the right item can you go through. And allies with the kid against each government agent. As an agent, you collect clues by seeing what object pass or are repelled by the force field until ready to prove the pass rule. So there's some sort of rule that lets things across the field, the force field. And you'd be like, okay, well, I think this would go through then, because you're trying to test things and see if it'll go through or not. And then the kid must predict what object will and won't pass through and build trust until ready to prove the pass rule. So you're just trying to, the alien knows what the rule is and will kind of see, you say, okay, I'm going to send this through, and he'll let you know whether it will go through or not. The kid kind of has a little bit extra information. And it could be like, it has to be smooth. So if you send an apple, yeah, that made it through. Okay, so then maybe it's fruit. So you send a kiwi, no, that didn't make it through. I'm like, okay, well, why did the apple go through and the kiwi didn't? And there's different cards that you'll come across, and just trying to figure out what you can send through, what you can't send through, so what the rule is. And it's hard. Like, I really was not any good at it, but it was neat and it was fun. It's kind of a different type of game. So, Visitor. Then I have, Red Dragon Inn Battle of Greyport. So I've heard a lot about Red Dragon Inn. It looked interesting. This is a 2 to 5 players, and it's a deck builder, I believe. What does it say? A cooperative deck building game based on the world of the Red Dragon Inn. So it looks really interesting. It's a nice big box, so I'm interested in giving this a try. I enjoy deck builders, so this is another one that I bought at Gobfest. Then we have, okay, so this isn't really a game. This is a puzzle that my sister gave me. But it's one of those, you read a story and it has a murder or crime of some sort. And then you gotta do the puzzle, and there's gonna be clues in the puzzle. So once you've kind of put the puzzle together, you can kind of find these clues and figure out what happened. She said that when she did it, she wasn't able to figure it out. She had to look online. But I'm excited to give this a try at some point. So I've got it here, just kind of waiting to put this puzzle together and see if I solve it. Then I have, oh my, this one is heavy. Alien Frontier. So this is one that I've heard about, but I really don't know how it plays. It looks cool with the map. You know, I have no idea what type of game it is. You're colonizing a new world, and so there's dice. That's kind of, I like dice games actually. So there's dice, you get cards. I know very little about this one, but I'm excited to give it a try and see how that works. Like, it's one of those that I've heard about, but I have never played myself. So we'll have to give this a try. By Clever Mojo Games. I've actually never heard of them, I don't think. And then I have Rune Age. Build an empire in an age of conflict. By Fantasy Flight Games, and I do like their games. I don't know another one. It's a deck building game of power and conquest in the land of Terranoth. So, game set in the rune-bound universe. So, I don't know a whole lot about it. I've heard of it. It's one that, you know, like people talked about it, but, and it's another one that I think is an older game as well. It looks like an older game, but I don't see a year on this right now, so I'm not sure when it was created, when it was published, but it's another one that I bought secondhand at I think it was at the auction, where I was a little bit out of control, but I'm excited to try this one. And then I have Goonies Escape from, what is it? Escape with One-Eyed Willie's Rich Stuff game. And this is basically like an exit game. So, and we had started it, and it was really interesting because it actually goes through the Goonies stories, and you start, you know, where you get to the restaurant, and then you make it down into the underground tunnels stuff, and then you're kind of going through all these things, and you have these different things that you gotta kind of figure out to make it forward. And in the meantime, the bad guys are chasing you, and they move forward one space every once in a while, and you gotta try to get through it. What's neat with this one is each character has their own little set of book, and you can actually distribute these books to all the different players. So everybody has a task to do, and then there'll be one, like somebody who doesn't like to read can do this character, there's less reading for them, or somebody who's like, you know, so you kind of can divide up the group, the task that way, which is super cool. Because with the exit game, sometimes is you get like a couple of people that get right into it, that kind of take control of everything, and then you get the other players that's just sitting back kind of waiting for, see if, you know, they get to partake at all. With this one, it is kind of more designed where everybody can kind of get their own roles. You go through the different chapters, and there's going to be like some characters that are more active in different chapters than others. When we first started playing it, we realized we were missing some of the map tiles. We had duplicates instead of all of them. And some of the card we had to go and get were missing as well. So I had to contact the company, and they've sent me replacement cards for everything. So the game is now complete, ready to be done. So we just gotta take time to do this again one more time. All right. Another thing I had purchased when I was at Godfest was zombies. There's another one that I purchased, so I'm not seeing it in there right now, but zombies is another one that I've heard about. I've never played it. It looks interesting. This one's a no-brainer. Funny. This is a 2nd edition, and it looks interesting. I mean, it looks gross. It's zombies and stuff, but like you have these like city tiles, and I'm really excited to give this one a try. I don't have a lot of zombie games, so it'll be neat to see. Features 30 map tiles, 50 event decks, 6 humans, life and ammunition tokens, and 100 plastic zombies in 2 different poses. So like 100 zombie. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. Yeah, really excited to give this one a try. Zombies. Then I have Ascension, the Chronicles of the Godslayer. Now, this one actually came with a map that you play on, and it's a deck building, and then you kind of will have monsters in the middle that you'll be attacking, and there's things here that you can kind of do. So there are monsters that you can attack and cards that you can purchase as well, like a regular deck builder. There's actually an expansion in here as well where you can actually play multiple, like 2 to 4 players instead of just a 2-player. And then it also comes with these little plastic gems, and then you're kind of collecting these, so it looks super good. And I kept this one to play with the kids at some point because I think they will enjoy it just because they like Star Realms so much. It's just a matter of convincing them to give this a try. All right. Then I have Custom Heroes. So Custom Heroes plays a bit, no, it doesn't play anything like, which one am I thinking of now? I'm trying to look, but I'm drawing a blank. But this is a card crafting game. So that means all the cards are see-through, and you have all these hero cards, and you can add these see-through cards to it that makes the hero cards more powerful. And they have like these blank areas that you kind of slide things through, and it gives them extra abilities. Now, what's interesting about this is a card crafting trick-taking game. So you're playing, taking tricks and stuff, and then when you win those tricks, like at the end of playing the round, all the cards get shuffled up and they get distributed again. So you could be making a card really powerful, and it doesn't even go to you the next time. It could go to somebody else. So you want to be kind of careful you don't overpower one too much. It might help you this round, but then it might come against you the next round. So it was really interesting with the card crafting and the trick-taking aspect of it. So that's Custom Hero. Then I have Diceborn Heroes. And this is a cooperative dice game, and it's a neat one. And I've played this one quite a bit the last couple months. Keith Donaldson, the publisher, the creator of this game, is actually a friend of mine, and I played it with him actually quite a few times because I was like, okay, I want you to teach me your game, like let's play it so I kind of really learn it. Then it's just easier to learn that way. So, and then I've played it a few times with him, just kind of, and then I bought the expansion as well, so there's a bunch of extra scenarios that I can do. But it's really neat. Like you go through the scenario, and then as you kind of beat the first level, you level up. So you turn your card over, you pick an ability, and then you get like the next level of the card, and it's a lot of fun. It's just fun and satisfying to kind of roll dice and stuff. So that's Diceborn Heroes. Then I have Emergence, a game of teamwork and deception. This one is 3 to 6 players, which is nice. You know, we're a family of 6. 45 to 90 minutes for people 14 and up. And then it says, calling all cooperative humanity must be stamped out once and for all. And it's like AI versus human. So I know very little about it. It's just the box looked really neat. This was at the, what's the word? The flea market. No, not the flea market. The auction at Gobfest, and it looked cool, and nobody was bidding on it. So I was like, it's not really one that you've heard lots about. So, but the components are really cool, and I'm really excited to give this one a try. So that's Emergence. And then we have, this one. This is another one from the auction. And this is another one that I bought because the game looked interesting. And it's called Tomorrow. The title's on the side here is Tomorrow. Now it comes with a warning here. Let me read you this warning. It says, warning, this game simulates forced global depopulation via biological and nuclear horrors. So, I don't know what I got myself into, but I'm really interested in trying this one. Honestly, see what it's like. The components in it are like, they have little mushroom clouds in here. Is it this one? These like little tanks, wooden tanks. Little wooden mushroom clouds. I don't know. We'll have to see how this works out. Like it looks interesting. You have the map, you have all this thing. So it's just like, it's not a friendly theme. So this isn't a family game, I guess. But I'm excited to give it a try and see what it's about. So Tomorrow. And then I have Guards of Atlantis, tabletop MOBA. So what does it say in the back here? You study the battlefield, then you feel the flow of combat, then you adapt your strategy, and then you press the advantage. It looks interesting. It's because what does it have? 2-sided game board, 10 player mats. Does it play up to 10 players? 2 to 9 players, wow. 8 Euro selection cards, 146 action card, 9 Euro miniatures, 8 melee minion miniatures, 4 range miniatures. Also, there's a bunch of miniatures in here. Looks interesting. Honestly, like it does look neat. I'm excited to try this. It looks like, it's funny, like this one is more like steampunk over here, while these are like more fantasy. So I'm excited to give this a try. It looks really neat. Then I have, Phase. This is another one I bought at the auction, and I've heard nothing about. And the back has Phase as well. 2 sides, infinite possibilities. And I was kind of reading on it, and it looks like, so it has 6 pre-built deck, 300 tarot size Phase cards. I do like the tarot size cards. 150 tarot size card sleeves, 81 influence token, and a double-sided rule book. And from what I understand, like you can flip the cards over and activate the different sides at some point. I know very little about this. 2 to 5 players, 30 to 60 minute playtime, which is a good time range. A friend of mine contacted me, said he really did not like this one. But, I'm going to be giving it a try and see what I think of it. So that's Phase. And then I have, this is from the flea market at Gobfest, and it's Wavelength. Wavelength's is a party game that is so interesting. I played it actually I bought this one and gave it to my friend as a Christmas gift, and we played it the one time. And the way that it works is like, you'll have a spectrum that goes from one extreme to another depending on what it is. So in this example, they have from cold to hot. And they call out, so the person will look at where the range is going to be, whether it's like on the hot side or the cool side. So there'll be a range, and then they'll come up with an answer that would kind of be in that range. So from cold to hot, their word they're giving is coffee. So where does that go from like all the way cold to all the way hot? Now keep in mind, all the way hot, is that like lava? Is that like the surface of the sun? So then where would coffee be in that range? Or, all the way cold, sub-zero temperatures, so there's kind of different things that you're kind of considering. So you would kind of put the dial as to where you think on the hot cold spectrum there would be. So, and in this case, they put the dial kind of over there, and it show if you fall within this range, you would score depending on the range that you land in. Now the other team in the meantime will kind of take a bet whether you went too far or not far enough, and which side of the spectrum you're going to be. And if they're kind of correct on that, then they would get points as well. So it looks really interesting. So we'll see. We'll see. I've played it the one time, so I'm excited to play it again. Then I have Mastermind. Mastermind's a classic. I used to play this one as a kid all the time. It didn't look like this. This one is super cool because you got like the thing, and then you can rotate around the table on this little holder in the middle. And it has like a little wheel that lets you spin it around. And then the one person will kind of come up and put a code together, and the other one puts these little beads trying to crack what the code is. And then depending on what you put down, so red would mean you've picked the right color and you've put it in the right spot, and white means you've picked the right color but it's not in the right spot, and you keep doing that until you get all the right colors all in the right spot. It's a lot of fun, kind of neat little brain teaser. That's Mastermind. And then the last one in this box is Categories. Categories is another mass-produced game that I would kind of consider kind of like a classic. And it's really neat. So you have all these different categories, and then you would roll the dice, and whatever the letter comes up, you have to come up with an answer for each category that starts with the letter that you rolled. But you want to be unique enough, because if you match anybody else's answer, you kind of cross it off and you don't get to score it. Then you would tally up your points and you would do the next round. So still all the same categories, but you roll the dice and then you do it with a different letter. And you do that 3 times, and then whoever has the most points at the end of 3 rounds is the winner. And that's called Categories. It's a lot of fun. So that was it for this box. I've only got 4 boxes to go now. The end is near. I'm really hoping I have enough space on my shelves for the games that I have. I think I will. We'll see. I hope I will. So we'll see. But be sure to tune in tomorrow to see what we have in box number 22. So bye, everybody.